Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Monday Sit Rep. We have a huge drop of stuff coming back to brickmania.com, so let's get started. All right, so we're kicking things off with the Sr-71 Blackbird. Probably a little surprise to anybody, it did not fit on my turntable, so that is why we are looking at it like this. First taking to the skies in December of 1964, the Sr-71 is perhaps the most iconic plane of the Cold War era. Able to reach speeds of Mach 3 at 85,000 feet, even the most advanced air defense systems of the time had zero chance at incapacitating the Sr-71, and to this day the Blackbird remains the world's fastest and highest flying manned aircraft. Though only a few will ever know the crucial information provided during its more than 2 decades-long service career, the sheer innovation applied to the creation of the Sr-71 Blackbird makes it an unmatched marvel of aircraft technology. Aside from its breathtaking size at 18.1 inches wide and 36.6 inches long, the Sr-71 includes a sleek design with a plethora of play features such as functioning landing gear, 12 custom printed parts, a detailed cockpit, 2 custom minifigures, working flaps and ailerons, a brick-built display stand, and custom stickers. Moving on to World War I restock pre-orders, the Mark V was a British World War I heavy tank deployed in 1918 and primarily used in action during the closing months of the war. The initial intention was for the Mark V to be a completely different design of tank, but the parts to craft it didn't become available in time, so it ended up being an upgraded Mark IV. The Mark V had more power from the new Ricardo engine and only needed one driver thanks to the new Wilson elliptical steering wheel. The first tanks arrived in France in May 1918. 400 were built, 200 each of males and females. The males were armed with a 6-pounder gun and machine guns, while the females came with only machine guns. The Mark V was first used in the Battle of Hamel on the 4th of July 1918. It went on to take part in 8 major offensives before the end of the war. The new Mark V heavy tank features opening hatches, interior space, 2 side boxes sporting posable 6-pounder guns with brick arms gun barrels, as well as 4 brick arms Hotchkiss machine guns. The design is durable with smooth rolling tracks capable of crossing the wide trenches of the Hindenburg Line. Continuing with Great War Bricks restock pre-orders, it does not get any more iconic than this. After the Sopwith triplane quickly proved superior to Germany's Albatros D3 in early 1917, the Edelfag, sorry if I pronounced that improperly, the German Bureau of Overseeing Aircraft Design, decided it was time for the development of a triplane of their own. Best known as the aircraft of the Red Baron, Manfred von Richthofen earned his final kills in. The Fokker DR-1 first appeared on the battlefield in October of 1917. Though not particularly fast, the aircraft boasted excellent maneuverability and a decent climb rate, making it highly effective in dogfights. Configured with a sturdy wing design and sleek all-red color scheme, the Red Baron DR-1 features the iconic look of the aircraft Manfred von Richthofen earned his final kills in. The model features working ailerons, nose-mounted brick arms Maxim Air machine guns, and a custom-printed Red Baron minifig. Okay, and changing it up here before we head into our final segment, the Special Operations Humvee is back on restock pre-order. This has probably been our most popular Humvee variant for this year, out of the several that have been released here recently since obtaining that license. And why not? I mean, it's got brick arms all over the place, comes with a couple of minifigures, there's printed elements. It's cool that it's a pickup with that extra crate, etc. on the back. There's just a lot to love about this. And it definitely looks Spec Ops ready. So, and I totally dig the inclusion of that night vision scope, I think it is, up on top of the turret there as well. So just a lot to like about this model. Back on restock pre-order and available right now. Okay, and to wrap up this Monday sit rep, we have a restock of 6 minifigures and a straight restock of the Africa Corps radio truck. So I've got Landon joining me in studio.
What is up?
Because there's a lot of minifigures here, and when there's a lot of minifigures here, you call this guy.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
So let's start with those previous minifigures of the month, the 3 different variations of the Africa Corps, all back with their perfect caliber accompaniments.
Yes.
And I love the variety and yet the similarity we have going on here between all these guys.
Yeah, it's been fun to kind of fill out the ranks just within the group itself, get a little bit of variety going. And like you said, there's similarities, but there's also differences, right? We got the different ammo pouches, obviously. This guy, he's got the machine gun belts around his neck to go with that. gosh.
MG34.
Yes,
Yep.
MG34. I was like,
Backlight.
34 or 42? 34, yes. Got the nicer one. So yeah, he's decked out. He's got his repair kit on his side there. And that's like just a standard little repair kit with various tools, whatever, for working on the gun. Keep it up to operating specs. On the back, you got a canteen. They all kind of got that canteen. So that's collectors refer to it as like the coconut canteen. It kind of looks like a coconut.
It does.
That's just one of the different canteens that you'd see these guys fielding. Tropical boots across the board. These are interesting. You know, obviously you wouldn't want those big, bulky black leather boots out in the desert, so they have a lighter piece of equipment there. These are that's the tropical high boots here. For this guy, he's got the MP40 pouches, and make sure to pick up some perfect caliber MP40s to go with that guy.
They're all back, including the Car 98 for this last guy,
Yes,
too.
and Car 98 with the Car 98 ammo pouches. Got entrenching tool on the back, bread bag, gas mask canister. Gas mask canister is kind of cool. It's got that simulated. There's a paint, like it's been painted for the desert, but then it's chipped up a little bit, some simulated rust.
Cool, I love
little
that.
Side details. And on the helmets we have, so they were issued originally just with their standard gray helmets, and then being in the desert, they painted over for that more desert tan camouflage. But they kept the helmet decals unpainted, so that's why you're seeing that simulated
Kind of gray border there.
Yeah, that's just like unpainted, simulated. So that's that.
Very, very cool. A heck of a trio. Moving on from there, let's talk a little bit more about the minifigure of the month. Obviously, he is not loaded up with his vampire backpack, etc. right here, but you can customize this if you've got heads, etc. that you like.
Absolutely.
Set them up with an STG-44, etc.
Yeah, so this is, it's supposed to be this like wonder weapon. This camouflage here is the last camouflage fielded by Germans used, and it was the first camo to be issued to both elite divisions, SS, and the regular Hair Army as well. So that was an interesting note. Didn't get a whole lot of combat action, but I think the camouflage itself is for its era pretty ahead of the curve. But,
Yeah, I would say so. Great look for Halloween too.
Totally,
I mean,
yeah, look at that. And that face is just spooky. That's like, it's like a woven face covering netting thing that you really can't see their face at all. So it's kind of got that weird look to it, that extra spooky. Normally you'd see it with a helmet, but occasionally I'm sure they'd wear it with a field cap too. Who knows? Field cap. That's in that awesome splinter camo, brand new field cap. Really simple. They wore just using up whatever camouflage fabric they had. In this case, splinter. So
awesome.
Yeah.
He'll be restocking all month long, and then behind him we've got John Paul Jones and the Italian Infantry. Which one do you want to start with?
Italian.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. Again, more like at home in the desert there with that lighter color uniform. I love the Italian leather pouches. They kind of got this green paint job to them.
Yeah.
That I think it's sort of a unique thing for Italian stuff. Yep.
Perfect caliber M38 is back as well to accompany that guy. And then finally, John Paul Jones, which I guess you'd probably want to get that Brick Arms M1886 Saber or whatever that is. It escapes me right now, but if you wanted to hook them up with something.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, the figure itself is back because obviously the Navy's birthday was on the 13th of October, and he was the father of the United States Navy.
That's right. That's all I got, man.
Sweet. Let's move on over then finally
yeah.
to the radio truck.
I'll get these guys out of there.
I love the printing on this kit.
Yeah.
The interior printing for that radio is just absolutely epic, and then obviously the guys themselves with those backpacks and then those 3D printed
3D printed
caps and backpacks. Yeah.
Yeah. Civilian purchased sunglasses, obviously.
It's sunny in the desert, man.
I like the backpacks. You can kind of take them off. Torn
Nice.
Food D2, I think is the name of the radio.
Okay.
Could be wrong on that. I might be maybe completely butchering that. But you got the receiver, transmitter, and I think the battery pack as well for that. Yeah. And there's also kind of a printed version. Just a standard Lego brick built.
God, that looks really good too. Awesome. Just a straight
your
restock.
pick. take your pick.
Available right now on brickmania.com. Landon, thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you.
All right, so that will do it for the Monday sit rep. Remember, we still have that sale coming up on the 11th for Veterans Day, 11% off online, up to 22% off in our retail locations if you're a veteran or active service member. And then remember as well, the 1941 mock contest still going strong. That wraps up on December 7th. At the end of the month here, we will announce the prize so that get a little extra oomph for the final push here through to the deadline. So stay tuned for that towards the end of October. Otherwise, that'll do it for me. Thank you very much for watching.